Hi, I'm Erica Ramirez, founder of Illy and host of What About Your Friends, a podcast dedicated to the many lives of friendship and how it's portrayed in pop culture. Every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed, I talk to my best friend Stephen Othello and your favorites from within the Ringer and beyond about friendships on TV, in movies, pop culture, and our real lives. So join me every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed where we try to answer the question TLC asked back in the day, what about your friends?
This episode is brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. All right, it's official. I think I've discovered the ultimate coupling of all time. Like any good relationship, they really balance each other out. One is super sweet, and the other, well, they can be a little nutty sometimes. It is, of course, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the perfect combination of peanut butter and chocolate. So perfect, some would call it true love. Find Reese's now at a store near you. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements, so many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. Welcome to Bachelor Party. I'm Juliet Litman. I'm here with Callie Curry. Hi, Callie.
Hello.
Today, we are watching episodes 14 through 19, we watched them, of Love Island UK Season 3. Man, a lot happened.
Lot.
There's a bunch of headlines. I mean, where should we go first? The dumping of Jess and Mike? Or
yeah, I think that's the top headline.
There was no explanation of why Jess was dumped. Like, what is the guy's problem with her?
Kem said, he was like, I feel like Dom thinks I should have saved her. But, he basically said Marcel and Johnny said, I can't be here without Chloe. And I said, I can't be here without Liv. So he essentially just chose Liv over Jess. Like, he's like, if I have to save one of them, it's going to be Liv. That's my choice. And so it ended up being Jess to go. But that's not how it's really supposed to go. It's supposed to go based off who is in strong couples.
Yeah, obviously Chloe should have gone home. There's no question.
100%.
And then it made the recoupling pretty unexciting after that because you just knew that Chloe didn't have any connection. So it's just yeah, Chloe, good luck. So
right.
But also I feel like we didn't really get a sense of Jess outside of her relationship with Dom. I don't know anything about her.
The only thing which is probably part of the reason why she went home. I feel like the only people that really knew Jess were the girls knew her.
Liv and Dom, yeah, her besties.
Dom. Yeah. But we saw her talk shit about a lot of people.
Basically everyone, yeah. She's definitely a pot stirrer, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like that's why the guys were
Also, Montana doesn't like her. So I'm sure Montana was talking shit about Jess and turning people against her too.
And people like Montana.
Yeah.
So, if Montana's saying bad things about her, then it probably did it was in the back of some people's minds. That's all I'm saying.
I thought that Jess leaving was going to torpedo the show. But no, still really enjoying it. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And since Jess left, the only Dom stuff has been just him being sad. And that's literally it.
Yeah.
And I'm still loving the show, which leads me to my next point, which is I can't believe how much I like Chris now. What the fuck? I can't believe it. What's wrong with me, Callie?
No. I love Chris. And I think it's the combination of everything that makes you like Chris. We had to have that beginning part to get to where we are now.
Yeah, he had to be humbled, as Montana said. It was karma coming back to slap him in the face. And him and Liv are just so funny together.
So funny.
I don't think they're still together because they're way too nuts together, but I hope they are. I would like for them to still be together because I think they are just so funny. I really like how they talk to each other. They seem like they're a really good sensibility match. I don't know. I'm all in on Liv and Chris. I can't believe it.
I could see like I could see why people would match them together based if you got to know everyone's personality, like you would match them together.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I just didn't see it coming based on what we initially got from Chris.
Liv also absolutely cannot be with someone boring.
Liv is the MVP of this season so far for me. Like,
yeah. By the way, she wasn't in your top 3 to start. And
I know.
Remember in the very beginning when you kept getting her and Chloe confused, and I was like, you're gonna know the difference.
Liv saying that she got sucked into Mike's dick sand was the funniest thing I've heard in so long.
I think Liv's interviews are like top 5 all time because she's really funny in the interviews.
He is very fit. Very fit.
Yeah. Like so many memorable moments in the interviews. I think she's great in real time, but her interviews, she is like on it.
Dating her would be so chaotic. And like,
yeah.
I can't, that's why there's no way they're still together, because unless she like has a personality transplant, because like being in a relationship like calms her down, there's no way that I could see them winning because like, they're so fun, but there's no way they made it outside of the villa. None.
I feel like for Liv, she needs someone insanely confident, like and not worried about her, not like how she likes to be put in her place.
Yeah.
She needs someone a bit stronger than Chris. Like she needs to feel second best to whoever she's with.
Which is terrible. I want more for her. But I relate to it as well. Do you think she just likes Chris because he has a huge dick, apparently? All the girls looked at him in the shower.
I accidentally watched half of episode 13 before I realized what was happening, which is like the one where they like go over stuff or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like the weekly recap that we're skipping.
Yes. And I watched some of it and he took a shower with Kem.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they got in the shower together. They washed each other's hair completely butt naked. And then Chris gets out without his towel on and is just walking around. And all the girls are like, oh my God, I haven't seen so much Willie in my life. So yeah, he has to have a big dick to feel that comfortable just like flopping around soft. I'm assuming he's soft.
I would assume so too. I am glad that you shared that though, because I was a little uncomfortable with the girls just like opening the shower on him just to like check out his dick. But if he is walking around naked, then I think he's probably comfortable with it. So that's good.
Like walked out of the shower butt naked and like was grabbing a towel, but wasn't like in a rush or like trying to hide. He literally was just like walking around.
He seems like he's really enjoying himself. Like he's really happy to be in Love Island, really enjoying the villa.
Really coming into his own.
Yes. He's just like seems real. And also now that Liv is being like, you know, more straightforward about him, that he seems to really enjoy that as well. And he's sort of like withholds a little bit. I feel like he's one of the reasons why they've become really fun to watch is he's playing the role that she wants him to. Like he is withholding in the ways that she wants and like really toxic ways, but also is working for them.
He has so many layers though. Like he has the asshole layer. The girls really seem to love him as a friend. So he's like a good friend, good bud.
He's a great friend to Kem. I mean, Chris and Kem are like
great friend. I mean, they're like besties.
So cute together.
Then he has he has a big dick. Then he has
it's a big layer.
It's huge layer. Huge. Then he has only had sex with like 5 people.
Yeah. Well, he's a farmer. When Farmer Will in season 9 was like, I've had sex with 100 girls, I was just like, how? Like, how are you meeting that many women on your farm? Like, I just was like, I don't get it. So that checks out more to me. It's not like living in the city. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm too focused on logistics, but
I personally like Chris is not my type at all. But everyone seems to think he's very attractive, right? So I'm just like, how is it possible for you to be like, quote unquote, great looking, funny? Like he has great fucking chat.
Yeah, really good chat.
And then he's like the least experienced in the villa with a big dick. Just doesn't make sense to me.
He must be a relationship guy. That's just the only answer.
Yeah, but that's also shocking. Add another layer. Another layer to Chris. It's never ending.
Without telling me too much, like, is he like in the mix? Like, do people like still follow him and like care about him? What's the lifespan of a Love Island character?
Depends. There's some. I mean, look at Molly. May.
Molly May and Tommy Fury seem to be the exceptions.
I mean, they're like still insanely popular. I follow Molly still.
Well, he's like actually boxing, so
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's still very relevant, but Molly is too. I mean, Molly has to be the breadwinner. Like, she's making really fucking good money.
I don't understand the whole boxing. There's a few things that Love Island has brought to the fore for me, which is like the popularity of boxing in England. I just like they always have a boxer on. I guess also just like the number of people who claim to be footballers. I'm just like, okay, so it's like many of you. Like
I looked up Mike's like pro life. Not great.
He is so hot. He looks like a model. I would like not. I mean, I would be like attracted. I am attracted to him, but like he's so good looking that it's just like out of this world.
Too much.
It's too much.
Yeah, how tall he is. Oh, he said he's 6'2", right?
Yeah, I think he's pretty tall. Because like Liv's tall too. You can tell she's very lanky.
Yeah,
but her arms are really long. But he's like too hot. Like I would just be like, well, this is ridiculous. Like you're too good looking. Like this is not. There's no chance here.
Oh, what's that guy's name? In England?
There's many men in England. Probably about 30 million or so.
He's like Joshua Anthony.
What?
Anthony Joshua.
Who are we talking about? What does he do?
He's like insanely hot.
What's his field? Entertainer? Athlete?
I thought he was a boxer.
Oh, got it. The boxing thing, again, like it doesn't register for me. I'm just like, wait, what? Boxing's really popular?
What? It's really popular here. What are you talking about?
I guess, but like it's not.
Anthony Joshua, he is a boxer. So hot. Oh
I'm looking at him right now. Yeah, he's good looking. I'm more into Mike than Anthony Joshua.
But he's like a sex symbol type of guy. By the way, sex symbols, this is completely off subject, but I have to tell you this.
Okay.
I went to game 6 in Philly.
Okay.
Of the playoffs, NBA playoffs.
Of Sixers Celtics.
Travis Kelce was there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Both Kelce's were there, I think.
Yeah. I love his brother. Walked past him in the hallway. I didn't really think anything of it. I went to the bathroom right by there, and it's in the back, right? So like all these people that get this bathroom access are either sitting
VIP
in
bathroom.
really good, like walk into the bathroom, didn't think anything of it. I came out of the bathroom, I told Seth, I was like, Travis Kelce is like an actual sex symbol. There was like 5 different groups of girls talking about him in the bathroom, and girls, women, grown women, talking about him like freaking out. It was shocking.
Like about his looks, his personality. I mean, he's obviously very charming. I find his antics after like big wins to be very irritating. But I mean, he had a reality show for a reason, Catching Kelce.
Yeah, I think he's insanely attractive, but I just didn't think it was like, I don't know. When I went to the bathroom, I was like, whoa. The way people were acting, who's a sex symbol?
I feel like Liv would like him. Liv would be like, should be into that.
I think every girl in the villa would like him. Very fit.
So funny. What did you think about how?
It was shocking.
What did you like her more or less based on how she was playing both sides with Liv and with Mike and Chris? Like, how do you feel about a woman being a player?
Yeah, I liked her more just because that doesn't happen on the show a lot, and like guys do it all the time and like get away with it, and good for her. Also, good for Chris for being like, yeah, we're on the show. This is going to happen. Like, I don't really give a fuck. The only thing I didn't like is the multiple kissing in one night and not telling them about it.
Yeah, not being honest about it was
like you have to be upfront about it.
It's a really muggy move, Liv.
Yeah,
what a mug.
And even after that, Chris was like, yeah, I don't care.
I mean, that's his confidence.
Like, it did not faze him at all.
That's why she picked him, because he was like, do whatever you want, and she couldn't resist it. He played the game really well. If he felt that way or not, he played the game perfectly. I found Mike to be just like really unlikable, though incredibly attractive. And so it really pushed the scales. He's a mug. Muggy Mike is correct.
Muggy Mike was, yeah. Like him talking shit about Liv to Chloe and then saying he didn't say it, or didn't remember saying it. Like he was just chatting shit behind people's backs and didn't really like ever say it.
I also feel like he's like shallow. Like he clearly should have picked Chloe from the beginning, and like, but he only got to know Liv really at first because I think he just was the most attracted to her. But
yeah,
I guess I was surprised by his and Chloe's like goodbye kiss. But yeah,
so random.
It was weird. I was just like, was there a friendship here? Like what? Why didn't you go for that more?
I thought it was random. Also, I think he liked Montana, but because Montana wasn't like, oh my God, you're so fit. He was like, meh, not for me.
Yeah, he just like going for like affirmation and like looks basically. And I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. You're so hot. You should be into more than that. But that's maybe the problem with hot people.
He obviously, like based on the show, I just wouldn't say he seemed the most confident, even though it's kind of confusing. Like, why wouldn't you be confident?
I know. You're like, he looks like a model to me, honestly. And like, I found his
eyes
physique
really like,
yeah. And I think his physique is more appealing than Chris's. It's a little bit more natural.
I'm not like, I don't need like
me neither.
The muscles.
Same.
Muscles.
Yeah, like I think Johnny's cute, like for that reason. I love Marcel. Marcel is like objectively so wonderful.
By the way, episode 18, I think. Camilla is smoking.
Yes.
So
everyone smokes.
I think maybe everyone smokes.
Literally,
I think every
smokes.
single person on this show smoke. Actually, I don't think Chris does. Have you seen Chris smoke?
He's been in the smoking section. I haven't seen him, but he might just be to hang out. I haven't seen him holding a.
Yeah, it's just so interesting because like I can't even sit in the smoking section.
Of course not. First of all, my hair would smell like smoke.
I couldn't sit there while everyone is smoking. I couldn't do it.
The smell is a really big problem.
It doesn't seem to be a thing at all.
Yeah, I think they're all just used to it.
For me, I agree with you. I hate the smell of cigarettes. It makes me like nauseous. But it seems to just be like a regular day in the neighborhood to just be sitting in cigarette smoke.
As a man, I think I would find the smell on a woman's hair absolutely disgusting. I hate it on my own hair.
I think I hate it on any article of clothing. I don't.
You know what's
like
the worst? When you get into a shitty Uber and it smells like smoke.
Oh, I hate it.
And then when they try to cover it with like aerosol, like whatever, and the most. That makes me sick. Horrible.
I would rather get in an Uber that smells like weed. The only thing is, this happened yesterday, by the way. I got an Uber that smelled like weed, and I was like, I'm fine with it, but like, are you high?
It's legal.
Like, as we're driving over the Brooklyn Bridge, don't necessarily want you to be high.
Agreed. I think that's a fair request. No.
Like, I'm fine if someone was in the Uber and smelled like weed and I got in after them. Cool. But like, you just can't be high.
They should have to indicate if they are or not. Like, it's not me. It was the previous rider.
I would actually like that clarification. I'm not going to lie. Let me know.
I'm glad that we're on the same page about Chris. I was just really worried that like this was my toxic trait showing its head again.
No, I told you that Chris is one of my favorites all time. That's why there's plenty on this between Chris, Cam, and Liv. I mean, Cam is by far my favorite. And we get ups and downs with Cam, which is nice. It's not all just funny 24/7.
Cam's not been feeling like himself the last few days. He's not being Cam.
Yeah.
I have to assume that when Cam is being himself, he does not refer to himself in the third person, but I don't know that for sure.
I think you're wrong. I think that he just overthinks everything.
It's interesting. How old is Cam?
Now?
Yeah.
Or on the show?
Because Amber being 20, like these people are really, really young. I feel like they were slightly older on season 9. But like, yeah, Amber's 20 and I don't know. It's just sort of like, it's just kind of funny.
He's 27 now.
So he was 21. 23? It was in 2017.
Oh, wait, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. 21. Wow. Yeah. Super young.
That sort of makes the like never had a relationship thing before like a lot more normal. It's just like not that. Also, it makes I think he's a good barber or hairstylist for 21. His hair does look good most of the time.
First of all, his hair is perfectly, looks like he got a fresh blowout every day.
I know. I wish I could do that for myself.
He might actually give himself a fresh blowout.
I think he does.
Yeah, I guess that makes more sense. For one, him not having a relationship. 2, even him overthinking at 21. Like I could understand
everything
that.
Feels like a big deal.
But also, I think it was this episode where they go around and say how many people they've been with.
Mm-hmm.
And Gabby said under 50.
Under 50, yeah. And she had the most of the girls.
Which is totally fine. But now, thinking about the ages.
I know it's a lot.
I wonder if the cast, if casting purposely picks people.
I think they do. They probably want you to have sex. So.
Even Camilla.
I bet to say Camilla knew her number exactly. 16.
I love how Camilla was like, I do like to be, a lady in the streets, freak in the sheets, I think they say. Like, Camilla, talk fucking normal.
She's so weird. She's great.
So good. I love her.
I do too. She's great. Although I'm disappointed in her and Johnny rekindling. He sucks.
I was going to talk to you about this. I was going to say, do you think that she just is like lonely in the villa, seeing everybody else? And she's like, no one has come close to being my type but Johnny. So maybe it's me.
Should she be with Marcel? I think they should be together. I hope they I hope they find their way to each
I
other.
do like Gabby and Marcel, though.
Yeah, I love Marcel. But yeah, I agree. They're cute together. Well, by the way, Sasha reminded me that Gabby's on the challenge. And then does Georgia come later in the season?
No.
Oh, because Georgia, I think, is from Love Island. She's on the challenge too. She's in season 5.
Georgia and Theo.
Oh yeah, I like Theo.
Oh, the guy that has one eye.
Ron? I don't know who that is.
No. Well, he doesn't have one eye. He had 2 eyes on Love Island, and then he was in Ibiza and popped the cork, and it shot the cork shot in his eye. So now he only has one eye.
Can you look up who that is? I don't want to Google it for fear of the future.
Yeah.
Back to Camilla. I think she takes on too much blame and burden. So I feel like she views things not working out with Johnny the first time as like her own failure because of what she was saying. She's like, oh, this is why I shouldn't get attached.
No, that is Theo. Theo is the one that lost his eye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized that. Guys, don't go to Ibiza.
Yeah, Ibiza.
I think she like blames herself and like wants it to work. And that's just like what she's going for.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that because she hasn't been attracted to anyone else and no one else has even been like interested in her. And she's like, well, I was interested in Johnny. Like, is it me? Like, I feel like she's like questioning, like, am I the one being too picky here?
I think she's just like also fixated on having it work out. And so she's like, I'm going to make this work with Johnny just as like to like feel successful or whatever. But he sucks.
Or to feel better about it. Like, I feel like she feels really bad about it. I do think Camilla's like a really good person, and her even thinking she hurt Johnny's feelings, I think like really bothers her.
She talks a little too slowly. I wish that you could like pick a speed for each person and just like speed them up.
Or slow them down, because Lord knows I have no fucking clue what Sam is saying ever.
Sam is a 0. I mean, he brings literally nothing to the table. Like absolutely nothing. I'm ready for him to leave.
I think he's a nice guy.
I guess, but that's once again not bringing anything to the table. Like he's just not doing anything for me.
Yeah, I'd almost rather him be an asshole. Like at least he's bringing that. Like at least Mike brought that.
Yeah, Cam and Chris, and then Mike brought so much to the table that it overshadows the fact that like Dom's not been doing much, Sam's not been doing much.
By the way, are you saying that like Dom being sad hasn't changed anything? I'm like, yeah, because like does Dom even talk? Like Dom's in nothing.
Dom seems really dumb. Like he's just his greatest contribution to the show was saying it shouldn't be called Love Island. It's Awesome Land or whatever. He's just a 0. But Chris and Cam are so funny, and the girls are like both catty and fun that it doesn't really matter that the guys like kind of suck. But like because Johnny, he's just like a wet noodle. Like what's his personality?
I mean, all I can think when I see Johnny, all I do is see him like sitting there smoking.
All I do is I see someone saying, well, the woman's a prime minister. So like, that's all I can think about.
But I think Camilla deserves better than Johnny, but I think she's just like super, super nice and like hates hurting his feelings. By the way, we agreed on this, I think. I don't necessarily think that Johnny is a bad person. I think he's just dumb. But Camilla's smart. So it's like,
I know. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements. So many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms.
Do you like Amber?
I like her as a TV character. She gives us a lot because she loves to gossip and talk about people. And I feel like her and Montana talk about people a lot. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like her that much. No.
Okay.
I also think she's really bad style. She has the worst bathing suits in the villa. I know you don't notice bathing
Yeah, she
suits.
wears really. No, I haven't noticed any. I can't think of one bathing suit, but I do agree with you. I don't like what she wears. Like that night where they got to dance, her outfit was strange.
Yeah, she just like she dresses really badly. The other person whose wardrobe really catches my eye is Chris because he wears his tight white pants so much. But it's 2017. They're awful.
Crazy.
They're so tight. I remember that craze for like a minute when that was like popular, but I think it's also much more European than American. It looks so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I had a few questions for you.
Okay, excited.
Obviously, it's the one that I always ask, but we'll do that one last. My questions I wrote down, which we're going to talk about this anyway, so we can talk about it afterwards. But Montana and Liv talking about Sam. One of the things Montana said was that she didn't like his tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
That they meant nothing. And that he would have he had tattoos everywhere of things in the Bible. And then she asked if he was religious and he said no. Do tattoos bother? Like if a guy's completely tatted, do you think that all of them mean something? Like do weird tattoos freak you out? What's your stance?
Weird tattoos do freak me out, like really big ones that are like really specific. I really hate a calf tattoo. Also, like a really graphic one. I think that's just weird.
But I mean, if their whole body is tattooed.
Yeah, I just it's not a look that I'm into. And I think they do need to mean something.
Tattoos
I think just
in general?
Some tattoos are fine. But a sleeve, sleeves or just extensive. Also a lot of color. I'm just not into either. I also think
I'm not into a lot of color either. I agree.
I think getting tattooed, super tatted late in life is also weird. Like I remember when JJ Redick was getting his tattoos over the course of his season. And I was I'd like to know more about that. I'm just sort of why now? How did you choose to get them? Especially because he did get
first
a sleeve.
of all,
yeah.
Late in life, JJ was 30. Let's just be clear. It wasn't he was 70 getting these tattoos.
It's kind of a weird time to get a sleeve, though.
In the NBA.
Yeah, I think that's a weird time to get a sleeve. That's just a shooter.
To your point, I am 33. I have 9 tattoos, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
The last one I got was probably 26.
Yeah, because I think that if you really think about it, firstly, your relationship to your body changes as you get older. And I feel when you really think about it, you're just do I want this on me for the rest of my life? Really? I don't know.
I think about that all the time. I look at my tattoos sometimes and I'm just huh? There's one specifically that I absolutely hate and I wish I'd never got it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who feel that way.
Yeah.
I once dated this guy who had a lot of tattoos and he was he really hated one of his. And he was trying to cover it up and stuff. And it's just I've never had an idea where I'm I want this on me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you don't think about that in the moment. Also, when you're 19 getting them, you definitely don't. That's the last thing I'm thinking about.
I was a nervous 19-year-old, so would never have happened. Yeah, I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me, but in general, I'm not attracted to tattoos. But some are nice. I don't know. It just depends on the person. Depends how they wear them. Sam being fully tatted with no meaning is definitely what's wrong with you, you idiot?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, tattoos aren't fun to get.
It hurts,
he sat
right?
through a lot of pain for what? He just saw the picture and liked it.
Yeah, I think he just saw other people like that too, and he's oh, I'm going to do that as well. I just think he's really impressionable. So, in this case of Sam specifically, I agree with Montana, but it's not a blanket stance for me. I don't like Dom's tattoos though either. I think one of the reasons I think Chris is cute, he doesn't have as many tattoos.
That's why?
It's not why, but it's I just it helps. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about tattoos at all. You could have your entire body tattooed and it wouldn't bother me. But I've seen tattoos before that I'm what?
Yeah.
There's someone who has emojis tattooed all over them. That would be a no for me.
Mike Scott?
Is it him? I don't know.
I think it is, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that would be a no for me.
Does Jason Tatum have the tattoo of his son? He has a face on his calf.
For sure. So does Austin.
Is it Kobe?
I think it's a thing.
Oh.
Austin?
No.
Oh my God. Or Jason.
Tatum.
Jason I could totally see him having Deuce on his calf.
Yeah, I think it's like either his son or Kobe Bryant, one of his two most important men.
Out of the two, which one would you approve of more?
I think it's equal for me.
It's not equal for me at all.
I guess his son.
Kobe's not like 100, or you know what I mean? Like he was.
Yeah,
they were too close together for you to have him tattooed on you.
Tatum has his son and his mother, so it's appropriate. He's clearly very close with them. I just, it's like, it's just a lot for me. A calf tattoo that's like someone's face. What does Austin have?
On his calf?
Yeah.
He has Hayden. I assume he's going to get Rain at some point. That's his other son. He only has one son on his leg right now. And then he has like he has Martin Luther King, I think. I think he has a bunch of people on his legs.
Why are faces a thing for legs?
I don't know. I didn't realize it until having this conversation that it's a thing, but I think it is a thing. I think it's a thing.
I don't know. All right, I love your questions. Keep going.
If you were Dom, would you leave or would you not leave?
I don't think that Dom should leave, but if I were Dom, I would, because he's like so heartbroken. He's doing less than ever. Also, he was like really like, he wants to have a woman. Like he was like just making out with Montana right away and then switched to Jess. Clearly loves like they love having sex. Like I just feel like this
clearly
like abstinence or like just like taking it easy in the villa is just like not really how he wants to be living. So like if he's not going to be doing it right, like why stay? So I think he should go. What do you think? And it's a Dom specific opinion. Like I don't think anyone should just leave.
Okay, yeah. Dom specific, I think he should go. Not Dom specific, I think you should stay. He's known her for 2 weeks. Like crack on.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be able to move on.
Neither is Liv. I do think it's cute how Liv is like trying to like comfort him as like Jess's best friend. That's nice.
Yeah. I wish we would have seen more of their friendship. We only saw like one conversation.
It was just about boys. Yeah.
Which maybe would have let us like Jess a little bit more. I don't know. That question was leading to my next question. Do you think Dom and Jess are real?
I looked it up. Are you trying to set me up here so that I should tell all the viewers?
No, I wrote the question. I wrote the question before you told me, and I wasn't sure if you were going to fake it or not. So I asked you.
It was a low moment. I couldn't sleep, and I went to Jess's Instagram, and I found out that they're married and they have kids.
Spoiler alert!
Sorry,
at least Jess is gone. So like, you know, it is what it is.
I would have said no though. I did not think it was real. Like they didn't just knew each other for such a short period of time.
Yeah, and it seemed super physical, right?
Yeah, completely. So just, you know, I'm being honest and telling you my flaws of looking it up, and also that I would have been wrong. I would not have thought it was real, especially because the way that Dom jumped from Montana to Jess so quickly, and also like, I don't know, we didn't really get to know Jess. So yeah, I don't think I wouldn't have said yes.
I mean, I rarely think that these things are real on the show, right? So I think it's shocking that they've been together for so long and have kids and seem really happy still. Obviously, it's Instagram, but they seem great.
Yeah, I mean, 6 years and 2 kids is legit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
congrats, guys.
Crazy. So, on this season, they're showing a lot of sex. Lots of it.
You keep saying that, so I keep watching for it. There's not as much as I think you make it seem. They talk about it, but
compared to other seasons,
okay, sure.
That's what I'm comparing it to.
Okay.
Also on reality shows in general, like especially recently.
Well, yeah, the challenge used to show sex a lot.
Yeah, and now they just don't do it anymore. Like people just don't want to do it on TV, and
they go to the bathroom.
I don't know if they just don't want to show it anymore. Would you have sex on the show?
In the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I would have sex with people 2 feet away, 3 feet away. So, well, I don't know. I guess they get really drunk.
But if everyone else was doing it.
Yeah, I'm not that confident of a person. So I don't think I would just like want to be having sex surrounded by people. So,
yeah.
But like in the hideaway, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering because I'm like, is that why it doesn't happen now as much? Because not as many people are doing it. So people don't feel as comfortable.
I don't know. I mean, who has had sex like in those beds? Amber and Cam, Jess and Dom. Mm-hmm. Anyone else yet?
I don't think Liv and Chris have, right?
Oh, have they?
I don't know. Have they? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I assume so, but I don't know. Remember, she was like, "I'd like to have sex." That's before they were even together, so I assumed they'd had sex.
I like how she wakes up and just gets in his bed in the morning. It's just like no talking.
Yeah.
Just gets in bed with him. I would not, but I would in the Hideaway for sure. I think it's weird. Actually, I think it's weird not to in the Hideaway. It's like your only time alone. So much pent up, like physical and like sexual energy.
I just don't. I would have no problem doing it in the bedroom. I would have a problem doing it on camera. Like, I wouldn't want it on national television.
Yeah, I don't want to have sex in front of other people. Like, that's just the camera would be less of an issue for me than like the people 3 feet away.
We're opposites.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, just to be clear, I'm not looking to have sex on camera either. But like, that's less of a barrier for me.
If it's the right situation, she'd be open to it.
I would consider it. The heat of the moment just took over.
My last question I had from this episode was the baby bird smoothie challenge. Would you be able to do it?
I couldn't fucking watch it. I fast forwarded. It was disgusting. It was absolutely revolting. I have never, ever
gross.
thought of anything.
It's like an instant gag. Like, I automatically, it just makes you just like, Also, they do this all the way up into this most recent season or the season before. I can't remember when they stopped doing it. There's seasons where they make you chew a cheeseburger up and spit it into someone's mouth.
It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen on television. It is fucking revolting.
Every single person has participated. Like, there's never been someone to be like, I'm not doing it.
That is so gross. Like,
I could never. I could never. I mean,
never.
You know how I feel about germs.
I'm not even a germaphobe. It's just fucking sick. Ew. I don't want to like exchange. Ew. Gross.
I don't know what's worse though. Would you rather do that with like a smoothie and milkshake or a chewed up burger? Also, there's one where they make them like
smoothie, non-dairy.
They make them like squirt ketchup in their mouth, and you pass condiments.
Non-dairy smoothie is the best option of what you laid out. So anything with dairy,
non-dairy
and meat,
smoothie.
Yeah, I want a vegetarian option for this. A vegan option.
Non-dairy smoothie or condiments. Condiments might be the worst for me. I can't imagine squirting mayonnaise in.
That's not vegan. It has eggs, so that's out. I want a vegan option.
Oh, it's just so gross.
It's sick.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's absolutely sick.
Like, who came up with this idea? Like, oh, dating show. This would be really cool.
Yeah.
They spit smoothies into each other's mouths.
We got to move on from the smoothie. It's too disgusting. But this made me think of one thing I really like about this season is I feel like they're more occupied. Like, there's something every day. Whereas it feels like in season 9, they did not have an activity every day. They literally just like sitting around. We also like see them in the pool, which I'm like, okay, cool, true to life. But so they have like an activity every day, but they also seem way more relaxed. Like, they seem a lot less aware of the cameras. I think there are fewer cameras, but they just they look like they're having more fun. They look more chill. It reminds me a lot more of the real world in a good way, where it's just like young people hanging out versus like a dating game show. And I think it's like, it's way more fun. Also, they seem like they're having a really good time and like they're just living it up.
I do think that I think it was good for us to watch these almost back to back. Like, we finished season 9 and then we had like maybe like a 2-3 week break and then we started this, because there's so many things that I'm realizing are different now to then. But to your point, every single day there's something, even if it's just like, hey, someone goes on a date or the 3 boys get to go to the beach for no reason and the other boys are left. Like, there's something happening every day.
Yeah.
It's not just like, let's hang around and talk shit about each other. That happens too. But there's just so many more, like, watching the show now, like we talked about this before we got on the pod, like, it's so easy to go through 6 episodes because it's something always happening. You're constantly entertained. It's not just like a dull talking.
I laugh a lot. Like, maybe it's because Kim, Chris, and Liv are also funny, but I just find this like all to be a lot. It's just like more lighthearted. And it also just seems like they live there more. I think also maybe because of like the way the house like clearly is like a retrofit. It really is like an old villa in Spain. But I don't know. There's just something about it. My friend Becky always points out this season has more sun protection too. So it kind of just seems more comfortable. Like they're not always
like they're not baking.
Yeah, like they can lie underneath. Like there's like day beds underneath.
Yeah, that one little corner where they smoke underneath the tree.
Or that one day bed that has like an awning on top of it.
Yeah, I swear I think that Johnny's like ass is cemented to that spot underneath the tree in the corner. He's always there. All of his conversations are there.
It's just like, yeah, it's just really fun. I have a great time watching it. It's really hard for me to stop. Like really, really, really hard. As I told you before, if we weren't doing this for the pod, I think I would be done with the season by now. And I've been watching it for like 2 weeks.
I just think they did a really good job casting this season. There's so many different personalities that mix somehow really well together. Like even Chloe, who's not my favorite, but she's like a good addition. Like you need that character.
The girls are all really different. Like every personality is like unique. And I like that. Also, none of them are like vanilla. You would think like Camilla would be vanilla, but she's not at all. She's
Camilla
weird.
gives a lot.
She's a weirdo, and I love it.
She gives a lot.
The only thing I dislike about Camilla is looking ahead of her hair. I hope that she's moved on from her iron phase. She fucking burns her hair. It is so brittle. She clearly dyes it. She needs a full-on reset, and she just needs to like learn how to have wavy hair. She clearly has wavy hair. Seeing her flat iron her hair gives me like PTSD to when I was in high school.
She has really thin hair. Really thin hair.
Probably because she's burned it.
Yeah, but it looks like she like straightened it wet. That's what it looks like on the show.
So
do you know
bad.
what I mean? It's like she came out of the shower.
Yeah, it reminds me of high school.
And then straightened it.
Yeah. When I didn't know better. Listen, if you have hair like that, people say I have thick hair. I guess I do. But I think part of it is I never blow dry. And I very, very infrequently like do anything to it. It's just very healthy.
I just think you have thick hair.
Maybe.
Like, I think people with thick hair have thick hair. Like, my mom doesn't blow dry her hair a lot or like anything. She just has thinner hair. Like, I just think it's like...
Does it look burned and brittle? The thing about Camilla is it looks brittle.
No. Yeah, no.
So upsetting. Plus, she highlights it.
I think if my mom did her hair like Camilla's, it would end up that way. But she just has thin hair and then she treats it horribly on top of it. So it's a really bad combo. And also, there's like no way that she would wear like extensions. She's just not that kind of gal.
I just about to say, she should get extensions and learn how to do waves, like Giselle style waves. That would be a really good look for her.
Who's Giselle? Oh, Giselle, the model.
Yeah, the model, yeah.
I thought you were talking about Giselle from Potomac.
I love Giselle from Potomac as well. Well,
that's where my brain goes.
Side note, I like how the girls just literally braid each other's hairs all day. It's such a stereotype of like girls. But it looks good. I get it.
It seems really natural.
Good for the hot weather.
Just something they do.
Greasy hair. It's good. It looks cute. It's so funny. Well, can't wait for next time. So much more to watch. I'm like, should we speed it up? I just want to keep going.
2 things. One, I had to mention because we all know how much I hate tongue kissing. When Cam was just asking Liv how the kiss was, it was it like, meh? Or, nah. Yeah. I was just like, I love Cam so much.
That said, they do not turn up the kissing sounds that much, and I really appreciate it.
It's great.
It's like totally normal. It's not like I have to like hear spit being exchanged. It's so much better. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everyone take notes.
So much better. And then Liv said one of my favorite pieces of advice, which is she was like, basically, if Chris doesn't like me, then like he's not for me.
He ain't for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like absolutely love that attitude.
It's so true. Yeah, it's completely true.
Like, I think there's someone for everyone. If that person isn't for you, then if that person doesn't like you or isn't like no one's going to like, or not everyone's going to like everything about you. If you don't like me, cool. There's someone else out there that's going to love me.
It's a great attitude. The thing is, Liv doesn't actually live by that, but good. Something to aspire to.
Yeah. The same thing. I was like, yeah, that's why I love Liv. But again, yeah, she doesn't act that way.
Chris kind of said that too. Like, he's sort of like, it's whatever's meant to be will be. He's like, I know it's going to be me. Fuck, I love Chris.
He's like, whatever is meant to be will be, but
it's going to be me.
Choose me.
Yeah. Great stuff. Well, Got to see what happens next time after this recoupling. Tyler,
what
looks
are
really
we
familiar
watching
to me.
next?
We are watching 21, 22, 23. 20, we're skipping.
Okay.
We're skipping 20 because it's one of the recap shows. So, watch it if you want, but we're not going to. Thank you to our producer, Ashleigh Smith, who bears with us through all of our pre-chat and our actual pod. And also just probably learning a lot about us. I feel like Love Island has really gotten us to be quite personal, Callie. We'll be back.
There's so many different characters. You gotta say you're like one or not like one. Today we learned that you'd have sex on camera.
You would have sex in front of all of your friends. So. we all have our things. We'll be back on Thursday.